News. Welcome to Kids Life. We're starting a brand new series today called Unbelievable, where we'll have fun thinking and talking about things that are pretty unbelievable, like unicorns. Who loves unicorns? Well, I do, obviously. That's why I'm here talking about them. Has anyone here seen a unicorn in real life? Not likely, but we all love unicorns even though we know they're not real. In our new series, we're going to learn more about things Jesus did while he was here on earth. Things that seem pretty unbelievable and, truthfully, impossible. We call these things miracles. But unlike unicorns, the miracles of Jesus are things we really can believe in. When Jesus was here on earth, he did some pretty incredible miracles that some people found it hard to believe in. That is, until they saw his miracles with their own eyes. We're going to learn today about a time when Jesus miraculously healed someone who was sick. When you hear today's story in a few minutes, you'll hear a story about how God changed someone's life in an instant. But before we get to the story, let's see a cool trick. This picture is filled with regular water and it represents our lives. We try to live without God and our life looks one way, right? This is clear, nothing going on. But when it comes into our lives, he changes us. Check this out. Whoa. You didn't see that coming, did you? God can do some pretty unbelievable things. Even things that, well, they don't seem possible, like miracles. The word miracle means something only God can do. And the miracle we're going to learn about today is a miracle that Jesus performed when he met someone who was sick and needed to be healed. And here's the big idea for this week. Jesus cares about us, so me and you, when we're sick. Now, just like a few days ago, I got sick. I don't know if you've ever been sick before. Hopefully not, but probably so. And I was fine when I went to bed, and all of a sudden, in the middle of the night, I don't know how late or early in the morning it was, but I woke up, my eyes came open, and I felt myself sweating. I was really hot, and my head was hurting, and I was really tired, and my stomach was hurting really bad. I thought, oh no, I think I'm about to be sick. Have you ever had a moment like that where it's like, I don't know, you're just starting to get worried. Oh no, I'm not be able to not go to school tomorrow, or which might be a cool thing for you guys, but really we should go to school, right? So you start worrying that, like, for me, I might have to cancel some of my meetings or whatever. And so I really started to worry, like, is God with me in the middle of this sickness? Now, in our Bible story today, we're going to learn about someone who was sick with a disease called leprosy. Leprosy is a sickness that causes blisters and sores all over someone's skin. It's contagious, which means it can spread by just touching people that have it. People with leprosy are called lepers. Lepers were considered unclean and were treated as outcasts. They had to live together with all the other lepers, in the streets outside of town, and they couldn't talk or see their family or friends they're really too afraid to get sick if they saw them. We'll see in our story today that Jesus was different from everyone else. He didn't avoid people with leprosy. He went to them and he cared for them. So here's what happened in Luke 5:12-13. One day in one of the villages, there was a man covered with leprosy. And when he saw Jesus, he fell down before him in prayer and said, "If you want to, you can cleanse me." Jesus put out his hand and touched him and said, "I want to. Be clean." Then and there his skin was smooth and the leprosy was gone. The first thing we see about this miracle is the outside healing. Jesus encountered a man who was sick with a disease that had no cure. There was no way of getting rid of leprosy once you had it. And that's why people are scared of it. But Jesus was able to heal that man from his disease. It was a miracle, and it showed that Jesus cared about us when we were sick. It was so simple, but it was so important. The second thing you notice in the story is the inside healing. And like I said, When you have leprosy, you were an outcast. You couldn't be around your family and you couldn't touch anyone. I know not everyone loves hugs, but imagine if you couldn't ever get a hug from your parents or grandparents or best friend ever again. It would be pretty sad, really. You'd have a pretty sad feeling all the time. And notice that Jesus touched the man. Perhaps even before the man's skin cleared up, he felt a sense of healing. Jesus had done something that no one else was willing to do. He saw the man and he touched him. Jesus cares about us when we are sick. And because Jesus was willing to touch this man that no one else would, he was healed on the inside too. You see, we can be sick in our bodies, like with a cold or the flu, but we can also be sick on the inside by being lonely or hurt or scared or really angry. The list goes on. And since Jesus cared about us when we are sick, when he does care about us when we are sick, he wants to heal our insides too. Just like the outside miracle, it's something only Jesus can do. When you're sick and when you know someone who is sick, you can pray to God and ask him for healing. The story started with the man asking Jesus to heal him, right? And the really important thing you can learn from that is in order to ask Jesus to heal you, you need to realize when you're sick. There's no denying that this man, the leper, was sick. He trusted that Jesus could heal him though. So in your huddles today, you'll be able to talk about some times that you have been sick before. But before I let you go, there's one important thing I need you to hear today. Sometimes God heals our bodies and sometimes he doesn't. But Jesus showed us that God always loves us and takes care of us when we're sick. So even if God doesn't do a miracle in the way you're hoping he does, he still loves you and he still cares about you, even when you're sick. Thanks so much for listening today.